right, welcome back to Next Gen Wealth with Josh. I'm Josh Yates, and we're going to be talking today about the importance of changing your mind. So many times we are creatures of habit. We tend to do things and not even think about it. And the purpose of the video today really is to get you to stop and maybe think about some of the thoughts that you've been having that are holding you back from being able to maybe start your own business or invest or just get ahead in life with your finances, your wealth. So we're going to be talking about a few of the different things that need to change. So I want you to change your mind today. The first thing I want you to change your mind is if you are thinking it's everyone else's fault. Everyone else's fault is the reason why I'm not getting ahead in life. It's everybody else's fault. It's my boss's fault for not giving me a raise. It's my parents' fault for not raising me to think about business and money. Or it's the school system's fault. They don't teach us about money. They don't teach us about how to write a check or balance a checkbook or any of that, start a business. If you're thinking like that, you need to switch and think, I made mistakes. I take ownership for it. I made mistakes, but it's not too late to change my mindset to think that I can build wealth, I can start a business, I can invest. So you need to start thinking differently than what you're thinking right now. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, this is ingrained into me. I can't think different, but you can start to just pick up on little things that maybe you've thought wrong all your life. You can start changing those thoughts and thinking differently. We're going to talk about 4 of these today. So you want to stick around because the last one, man, is really going to make you think. Maybe you've been thinking money is for spending. A lot of people think, well, that's what money's for. Money's to spend. But you need to start thinking about money is for investing. Every time you get $1, let's just say $10, I can maybe go to McDonald's and get a little value meal. But let's start to shift our thinking to what can I do with $10? Can I make $20 out of $10? I like to teach my kids that if you get a little bit of money, you can turn that money into more money. It's not about just taking that money and seeing what you can buy with it. It's about, let me take that money and let me go buy some things, maybe to create something to turn around and sell to make more money. Money is for investing. You don't want to hold on to a lot of money because money is actually, believe it or not, it's a liability. It's not making you any money. It's just sitting there doing nothing. And anytime you have something sitting there doing nothing, it's not producing any good. So it's not doing anything but just sitting there wasting away. The next thing that people think is, I need another job. If I could just get a better job or another job or a raise at my job. That's a terrible way to think because it turns you into somebody who's constantly thinking just as an employee. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being an employee. Currently, I'm still an employee. I have a W-2 job. I work a job and right now have a job. But I don't think like an employee. I don't think I need another job. My thinking is I need to consider other avenues of wealth building. So starting a business. I've constantly have businesses that I'm thinking about I could start, or investing in more real estate, different ideas that I have. I was just talking to my dad about today about an idea that I had for something that might be in the future pretty soon in terms of real estate. You got to think creatively. So you don't need to think like an employee. You need to think like somebody who is a business person. Start thinking about creative ideas to go out here and obtain wealth. And we're not talking about obtaining wealth just to have it. We're talking about obtaining wealth to be a blessing to other people or utilize it for the kingdom of God. 2 young guys came to my door just the other day and they had shovels in their hands. They were 15 years old. They knocked on the door and they said, sir, could we shovel your walkway right here? And I said, well, how much are you going to charge? And they told me the amount. And at first I thought, I really don't need that part of my walkway shoveled. We had a big snowstorm and the back, we had spent a lot of time working on that. But the front, I didn't really need it shoveled. We don't really go in and out of that way. But I said, you know what? I want to support these young guys. So they did the job, I paid them, and then I posted on Facebook and Instagram these two young boys that come to my door, and I said, hey guys, let's support these two young people. And people began to hit them up. I think they've gotten some jobs since they left here just by coming here and me posting about them. So you need to constantly be thinking creatively. And number 4 is we tend to think at times, I deserve X, Y, and Z. And that gets you in trouble. I'm going to tell you how. There's 2 ways to think about this. You can think about it in terms of, I deserve a raise, a better job. You hear people on their job and they say, I'm worth more than this. And people think, I deserve to have this. Another way to think about it is people get a little bit of money and they say, I deserve to go shopping. I deserve to buy that new boat that I've been wanting, or I deserve to buy that diamond ring I've been wanting. It might be something smaller than that, but I deserve X, Y, and Z. And what we need to think is not to think I deserve this, but we need to think this is not going to happen unless, and fill in the blank. So change your thinking to, not that I deserve this, I deserve that, but if I want something, it's not going to happen unless I do what it takes, right? And I need to shift my thinking. I'm going to do everything I can to grow my business or make more money or whatever the case may be. I've got to be the one who steps out and does it. That's just a few things I want to share with you today. I want to change your mind. You know that these people that show up at college campuses and they say, change my mind. Well, I want it to change your mind today. And I want you to really think about this, how you're going to change your mindset in 6 going forward to think differently about money, business, wealth. I've got a little bit of homework for you. And what I want you to do is think about your mindset. Think about the different things you want to change in your mindset. And I want you to not only do it, but I want you to put it in the comments for other people, help other people. Post in the comments, this is what I'm changing as far as my mindset. This is what I'm changing beginning today. I'm going to change this thinking. Put it in the comments and don't forget, subscribe, and hope you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.